What up, YouTube? It's the young bull, JT. And, in these clips, you're going to hear, a severely delusional man defender, Shawn Newton, a Pacquiao dick rider and cocksucker, a guy who doesn't shower, has rotting teeth, and is now a Golovkin dick sucker. You're gonna hear this guy sit here and shit on Floyd fighting an undefeated world champ, Garcia. But, on a video I made last year about Pacquiao fighting Danny Garcia, you're gonna see Shawn Newton defending that fight. Just to show how much of a piece of shit Shawn Newton is, and a pest and a bum and a number 2 bitch in Ytbc history behind Thunderdome. It's the young boy JT. I'm out. Versus Danny Garcia ends the Cold War, and it's good for boxing, which is true. But the thing is, man, it's a cherry pick. Because think about it, Freddie Roach, of all the people in Golden Boy, you want to fight Danny Garcia. I wonder why. What makes you want to fight Danny Garcia? Why? Of all the people in Golden Boy, all the champions at welterweight, you want to fight a guy at 140. And see, they call Mayweather the cherry picker, the guy who picks his opponents, the guy who ducks people, the guy who's scared and running, the guy who wants drug tests, the guy who I can't fuck with Pacquiao, man. He wants to fight Danny Garcia. Like, of all people, man. Well, why not fight guys at welterweight from Golden Boy? I'll tell you why. It's because they are not confident that he can win these fights. So they pick a guy that they're confident in he can win. And they are confident that he could beat Danny Garcia, which I agree. I think he'll have a tougher time than Mayweather, but I still think, he'll win pretty easy. Wow, the Flomo Army coming out full strength. Floyd, regardless of the asinine fucking things he comes up with, these fucking stupid dumbasses who rip everybody else for being fanboys or whatever, here they come. Floyd talks about racism, as if racism hasn't been talked about in boxing before. But Floyd comes out with it, and all of a sudden everybody's all over the topic. Like Floyd is doing something fucking unknown, and now Floyd fucking basically shitting on Canelo and Khan, the guy that he didn't fight, who he should have fought, saying if he comes back and fights Danny Garcia, it would make that fight irrelevant, basically, which basically what it'll do, it'll hurt both fights. That's truthfully what it will do. It will hurt Floyd's numbers, because nobody fucking on the planet wants to see him fight Danny Garcia, and it'll hurt Canelo and Khan. But these guys all coming out of the woodwork now, acting as if this is a signed fight, and hyping it up like this is a fight people want to see, because he just fought Guerrero, who was unbeaten when he came up to 147 to fight Floyd, even though he had never fought one of the top guys at lightweight or junior lightweight. So yes, he was unbeaten because he didn't fight anybody, and he moved up to fight Floyd. Why? Because it was a cherry pick fight. The same as when Floyd fought Ortiz, who was fucking exposed at 140. But then these fucking Flomo fans will talk up Guerrero. And now, of course, when Guerrero was fighting Garcia, they were basically shitting on him, saying he was done. Not like when Floyd fought him, and he was unbeatable. And when Thurman fought him, he was not so special either. Right? These guys love to twist shit. Guerrero is a good fighter. He's tough. He has no power. He's not fast, and he's not slick, and he's not a banger. He's stuck in between. That's why he had tough fights with guys like Aaron Martinez. So Floyd beating him was not a surprise. Danny Garcia beating him was not a surprise. Keith Thurman beating him was not a surprise. So let's not build him up as if, he was so great. Ortiz was a guy who had lots of potential, but he was exposed. He didn't have any heart. He was a quitter, and he did it again and again. So when Floyd fought him, nothing special fucking was happened. Basically, he fucking quit by fouling Floyd and then fucking getting dropped and not even trying to get up. So by now acting as if this Danny Garcia fight is the fight everybody in existence wants to see. No, what we see this is very similar to the Berto fight. An easy fight for Floyd to push his record past Marciano. If he does fight Danny Garcia, that's all it is. It's just an easy fight to get number 50. So he can say he's the greatest, TBE, he beat Marciano's record of 50-0, and take basically a guy who is very little threat. A guy who has slow feet, a guy who basically only has a puncher's chance, a guy who many people feel lost 2 of his last 3 fights. Well, sorry, not the last 3. Sorry, he's lost 2 of his last 4 fights, whatever it was. But basically losing to Peterson and losing to Herrera before beating Paulo Malignaggi and Garcia, or sorry, Guerrero, right? But we're going to act like now, because Floyd talked about it, people are going to come up and act like this is serious, that this is legitimate, and talking about how this is a better fight than Khan versus Canelo.